Tech Life 9 coming at you on this wonderful 105-degree day. We're doing a little bit of welding today since I got my new helper with me today, and he's actually learning, so I'm going to teach you guys while I'm teaching him. So here it goes. This is a 5-ton air handler, Amana. So reaction first. These guys have come naturally with nitrogen in them, so we got to get the nitrogen out of them before we do any bit of welding. So we're going to crack the line a little bit right here. We're going to crack the line just a little bit, just a hair, just enough to get the nitrogen to come out. You don't want to cut it too much because you don't want the whole thing to come out all at once. Don't worry about that. Just nitrogen in the system. They put that in there. Make sure there's no leak. But today we're only going to have to do one weld because your liquid line here is actually already connected, so we can actually just bolt that one right back up to the new system. So we're only going to do the one weld for the 7/8 line. So now the thing's empty on nitro. Pull that line off. So, but since this line right here is just a little bit different, so we're going to cut that line off right there so we can modify it. My knife's a little bit dull, so we can deal with that later. Use it for other things and kind of gets dull over time. But now we can see what we're working with here. We got to take this, we got to make that convert over to that. So, we're actually using Helmar benders and a Helmar swedger. So we just got to figure out how we're going to do that. So we're going to have two little pins. We'll make a little L shape. This is one of the best tools you can have on your truck because it saves you on fittings for all your copper. Now we got one bin like that, and all we're going to do is do one more bin and do that, and then we'll be pretty good to go. Voila! So we're going to take this fitting right here, and this fitting will go right to this guy. And then that way, we're done. But first, some of these fittings are a little bit off. You just got to straighten them up a little bit. These come naturally swedged out, but instead of using a tool for that, I use my swedger just to swedge it out, make all my lines all flat. So take a piece of this. We're going to cut it off. Since this guy's a little bit too long, I kind of made this piece just a little bit too tall, so we're going to cut that guy down. I normally don't like try to do as less welds as possible because it leaks, but just on this case I kind of accidentally fudged up. I'm going to cut them down just a hair. And once again, this is for beginners. I mean, I got my new guy. He's kind of learning today. He's learning the trade, and I kind of teach him. So we're here today for him to learn. This is the Helmar swedger. Switching out the piece to 3/4 just to open this up a little bit. And that way we can slip in 7/8. Using less fittings. So now we're a little bit of a better this and cut it back a little bit more, and we'll be good. We can do a little bit of welding. Obviously we don't want to burn much less insulation as possible, so we'll just cut that off and then we'll just put some new stuff on when we're done. Put on this liquid line over here. Liquid line is the same size, and then we don't have to do too much to it. All we gotta do is pull off the cap. Use this white O-ring, because if you don't use that, there'll be possible chances of leak. So we're going to try to move this gently enough where we don't kink the line, so we can reuse this fitting without welding. And voila, we just tighten this thing down. Try not to kink it at the same time because these things like to walk. But this one didn't do too much walking today. So there we are. We got ourselves a weld right here. All we gotta do is just weld her up. So let's get the torches ready to go. We're using a 17-1 bit tip, not bit. This is just a smaller bit for this stuff, but I do have other bits in here, like this rosebud, but we're using this for thicker stuff. This is a rosebud tip that's too hot. Bear with me on this. My torches do leak due to age, and I haven't got a chance to replace them due to money. And normally I have a striker, but I don't have it today, so I'm using a lighter. And on this, you want a natural flame. See the way that the light blue goes with the dark blue, you want to call it a natural flame. Then we gotta shut this back off because I forgot to pull something out. So we gotta pull this little rubber out because we don't want it. You don't want to melt this, so usually when we're done, we'll just take a slice out of it and we can put it right back on there. Set that aside for now. Back to welding. And my torches do drift off sometimes, but it's just due to age once again. You always want to keep your flames moving because if you keep it in one spot too long, it burns holes. You can see all that brazing rod right there. You can see how that liquefies. Wherever the flame goes, this rod goes. This 15% silver rod, you follow it around. This rod right here will follow the heat of that flame. This well is a little bit easier because the way the location is, but as time goes on, you'll get to a point where you get a well that's really, really difficult to well. But there you have it, YouTubers. That's how you do a weld and do a bend with a Helmar bender.